back like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dennis Sperling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Sperling Podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, shame the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. What's up, everybody? This is the Blizzard King with the cold, hard truth. And Lord, I'm gonna make some of y'all squirm in your seat. Family, look, let's keep it a buck. We all been here. Whether it's the job, whether it's in the community, whether it's the neighborhood. Some of y'all who've been in prison, did a little time in America's penal system. You're in a situation where you have to work with someone. Oh, but this person, oh, yeah. They're the last person that you want to see, let alone collaborate with. Okay. And what I'm talking about is working with your op. Somebody type op in the chat room. You working with your op. You have to figure out some kind of way to turn beef into brotherhood. You understand? Maybe, like I said, it's a coworker. It's always cutting you off in meetings, or that neighbor who keeps parking in your spot, like they own the block. Or maybe it's one of your in-laws at Thanksgiving. Y'all got to put that doggone turkey in there. Y'all got to make that potato salad. Y'all don't like each other, okay? They're always ready to push your buttons. You understand me? It's frustrating. I know it is. It's frustrating. But here's the deal. Sometimes you got to put your ego aside and you got to make it work, okay? It's not just for your peace of mind, but it's for the bigger picture. Turning conflict into collaboration. It's not that it isn't possible. It's necessary. Okay, it's necessary if you want to move forward. There's a book by Adam Kane. I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can check it out. His last name is spelled Kahne. And the book is entitled Collaborating with the Enemy. And this hits the nail on the head. It's about working with people you don't agree with, okay? That you don't like or you don't trust. And let me tell you, that's a skill. But it's a game changer. And so today we're going to break this down in a way that is plain and simple and straightforward so you can understand. Now, when you read the book, it talks out, okay, when there's tension, talk it out. Don't tune out, talk it out. Your first instinct might be to shut down. Maybe you want to ignore them. Maybe you want to block them out, avoid the conversation. But fam, that's not how you solve problems. Real collaboration starts with honest dialogue. I'm talking about creating a space where everybody feels cool, everybody's safe, everybody's free to speak their mind. No shouting matches, no cutting people off, no sarcastic eye rolls, ladies. just real conversation. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with everything they say, but you do have to listen, because listening isn't just hearing words. It's understanding where someone else is coming from. Next up, find your shared hustle. Look, even if you and your op don't see eye to eye, there's usually something you both want. Maybe it's a successful project at work, a cleaner neighborhood, or just peace at the dinner table. Whatever it is, focus on that shared goal. And see, when when the purpose is bigger than the drama, it's easier to stay on track. Think about it. You're not working together to be best friends. You're working together to get something done, right? You're trying to get that Christmas Day turkey together, right? Let that shared hustle be your North Star. For you boys who are out in them streets, y'all trying to get that workout. I'm talking about you trying to keep them jump out boys off your back. Y'all trying to stay out of the Who Scout. That's why you're working together. That's the bigger picture. Look, sometimes you just need a referee. Sometimes things get so heated, you need a neutral party to step in. That's where a good facilitator comes in. Think about them like a referee in a basketball game. They keep the conversation moving, they call out the fouls, and they make sure everybody gets a fair shot. You might not always like the referee's call, but their job is to keep the game moving forward, okay, and to keep it fair. The same goes for collaboration. When emotions run high, you running hot, okay, a neutral perspective, it can make all the difference. The other thing is, mix it up. Here's the thing about diversity. It's messy, but it's powerful. When you bring different perspectives and cultures and ideas to the table, you're going to have debates. Okay, but those debates, they typically lead to breakthroughs because you start seeing things from different angles. They force these angles on you, which you might not have seen before. So don't shy away from the discomfort of hearing something new. Lean into it. Growth doesn't happen in echo chambers. It happens when you're willing to mix it up and see the world from a different angle. The other thing is build trust brick by brick. People, you don't automatically owe people your trust just because they're in your present. Trust isn't given, it's earned. Every time you're honest, every time you follow through and keep your word, every time you show respect, you're laying a brick in a foundation of trust. But here's the flip side. One bad move can tear it all down. So be consistent. Show up, okay? Be solid. And when people see you're reliable, they'll start meeting you halfway. And that's when collaboration turns from tug of war into a true team effort. All right. Now, be empathetic, be understanding. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with somebody. Okay. It means understanding where they're coming from. Put yourself in their shoes. Try to see the world through their eyes, even if their perspective is way out in left field. Try. Okay. And when you understand their why, you can then find common ground. Doesn't mean you agree with it. You just understand where they're coming from. That's the common ground. That's the bridge that leads to progress. The other thing is respect is non-negotiable. Okay. You have to, and respect starts with listening. No matter how heated things get, respect is non-negotiable. See, disrespect doesn't just hurt feelings, it shuts people down. Nobody wants to be around someone who's disrespectful to them. And once someone feels disrespected, the collaboration is dead in the water. So you need to respect. In order to respect keeps the doors open. Respect keeps the progress going. So keep it civil, even when you disagree. Control your temper, watch your mouth, show respect. The other thing is stay curious. What does that mean? Ask questions. All right, not to try to catch somebody slipping. Don't ask these loaded questions. Be genuine. Try to understand their perspective. Curiosity shows that other person that you're willing to learn from them. And when you're willing to learn, you can grow. Another thing, stay loose, man. Life is unpredictable, and so is collaboration. Things won't always go as planned. You got to be willing to pivot. You got to be willing to adapt and keep it moving forward. If you are too rigid, you're going to sink. You need to be flexible, all right, to keep things afloat. Sometimes you're going to have to accommodate here, sometimes there, whatever. And you expect that reciprocity. Now, you also can't expect to rush these things. You're going to have to play the long game. Building trust and making progress takes time. You're not going to have a kumbaya moment overnight with your op. Be patient, stay consistent, and keep putting in the work because the payoff is worth it. Remember the big picture. The other thing, celebrate the wins. All right? Every dog gets a bone, big or small, every win. It all matters. Hit a milestone, bam, we got 100 sales. Damn, we need 10,000, but we got 100. Let's add a couple more zeros to it. Celebrate it. Give credit where credit is due. And see, those moments keep morale high and remind everyone why the work is worth it. All right? Now, the other thing is you need to reflect and adjust when necessary. After every collaboration, take a moment to sit back and reflect. What worked? What didn't? How can you show up better the next time? Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you're intentional, when it's deliberate, when it's planned, okay? Or anticipated, if not planned. The other thing is lead with integrity. Remember, this is an op. People follow leaders they can trust. Be the person they trust. If you're in charge, set the tone by being ethical, honest, and fair. They don't have to like you, but if they recognize that you're fair, if they see that you're ethical, if you're straightforward with them, when you lead with integrity, people notice and they'll follow suit. Even if they don't like you, they'll recognize you for who you are. The other thing is make everybody feel seen. Nobody wants to feel like an extra in somebody else's movie. Make sure everybody's input is valued. Talk about it, regurgitate it, let them know you heard what was said. And when people feel seen, they'll show up and they'll get all in. And see, that's when the magic starts happening. When you get all these hands, and many hands make work light. And sometimes your most vigorous opponent, he's vigorous or she's vigorous. That could be the best person to help because they just like you. They're going to put in that same work. They got that same energy, which is oftentimes why you conflict. The other thing is don't quit when it gets tough. See, collaboration, it's not always going to be smooth, especially with somebody you don't like. All right, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be setback. Don't quit. Stay in the game. Look, perseverance is a secret sauce to turning conflict into collaboration. So don't quit. Now, family, I want to say this loud and clear. There's one thing that collaborating with the enemy teaches us, and it's learning to work with people we don't like, we don't agree with, or we don't trust. And that's just not a strategy. It's a necessity. And this lesson hits home especially hard for us as Black Americans because the stakes in our community are high, you know. We let petty disputes end tragically oftentimes. And too many of our disagreements or conflicts turn into something far worse, even amongst our family members. Too many arguments. They escalate into violence. I'm talking about not just neighbors and friends, but family. Okay? Hell, it's like when we see each other, it's on site. Look at some of these videos coming out of your neighborhood Walmart. Okay? Too many of our brothers and sisters are lost over issues that, in the grand scheme of things, didn't even need to happen. It's heartbreaking. But it's also a reality we can change. See, if we can learn to resolve conflict, if we can keep our eye on the big picture, if we can lean into discomfort instead of running from it, if we can sit down and talk it out instead of shutting each other out, we can build something better. We can create communities where our kids grow up safe, where we lift each other up instead of constantly tearing each other down, and where the energy is focused on progress and not pain. Think about it. The Black community is clearly under enough pressure. We're dealing with systematic issues, economic disparities, institutional biases. But on top of that, we're too often tearing each other down, tearing each other apart from the inside over misunderstandings, over petty beefs, over bruised egos, over apportioned notions of respect. And this cycle of conflict is holding us back as a group. Every time we lose someone to unnecessary violence, we lose a piece of our future. Every time we let pride get in the way of progress, we stuck. Every time we choose division over collaboration, we weaken the very foundation of our community. But what if we flipped the script? What if we took a page from this book by Adam Kynes and learned how to work together? Even with people we don't like or trust. What if we made conflict resolution a priority? Not just in our personal lives, but as a community value. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or sweeping issues under the rug. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, okay, I'm just addressing our differences head on with respect and empathy and trying to get us to focus on the big picture. It's about realizing also that even if we don't see eye to eye on everything, we often want the same things, right? We want safer neighborhoods, stronger families. We want more opportunities for success, right? Imagine what could happen if we applied these principles to our daily lives. Instead of escalating the argument, pause, listen, try to seek understanding. Instead of holding grudges and beefs, we find common ground. Instead of tearing each other down, we build trust brick by brick. See, the trust, family, okay, when we learn to work together with people we disagree with or don't like, then we unlock the power to transform not just our relationships, but also our entire community. Look, here's a challenge. Next time you find yourself in a conflict, whether it's with a family member, a coworker, or even someone you think is an enemy, take a step back. Think about what's at stake. Your freedom, your fortune, your health, your family, life with your children. Ask yourself, what's the big picture here? What's the shared goal? Something that we can both focus on. Because see, the reality is this: we can't afford to let petty disputes derail us anymore. We're at the 11th hour. You want to create a better future, right? You want to protect your community. You want to have a closer knit family, especially times like now when it's about to get hard. You're gonna need your family. You're gonna need your friends. You're gonna need your community. We have to learn to resolve conflict if we're gonna do that. Working together with jobs is just about surviving the moment. It's about building a foundation for something great. It's about choosing peace over pride, progress over pettiness, and collaboration over chaos. Let's take this lesson, okay? All right? It's not just from this book. It's from our own experiences. And you guys have been through as much as I have. You can look at your life and know that sometimes you need to learn how to work with jobs. You need to turn this beef into brotherhood. Okay, because that tension, you need to turn these problems that you're having into progress. You need to turn the tension into teamwork. Because when we work together, when we truly learn to collaborate, we could be an unstoppable people. And we were when we saw the big picture, especially those of us who came out of slavery. They built schools, they built towns, they built houses. They built communities all around the country, and we still building. And so we need to build a kind of community where our children don't just survive, but they thrive. A community where we uplift one another, where we solve problems with wisdom and grace, and where peace is the norm, not the exception. And it starts with us. So lean in, listen, and make it work. Let's resolve our conflicts. Let's build a more peaceful future together, because when we do that, we're not just saving relationships, we're saving lives. Let's turn this beef into brotherhood. Let's choose unity over division. Let's choose life over death. This is the Blizzard King with the cold, hard truth. And I'm out.
Dennis Berlin Podcast. hit the like button, subscribe.